remember a night many years ago, long before I carried the title of a veterinarian, when I first realized that cat behavior is never silent. It speaks in shadows, in tiny movements, in the soft weight of a body curling beside yours. And if your cat sleeps with you, there is always a reason. One most people never stop long enough to hear. Even now, after 20 years as a cat behavior veterinarian, I am still humbled by how much they tell us without a single sound. There is a moment, just before sleep takes you, when the world softens, and that's when they choose you. You may think it's warmth, or habit, or convenience, but in the dim glow of the bedside lamp, a cat's decision to climb onto your pillow, your chest, or the fragile space near your heart is never an accident. It is instinct, rooted in kitten instincts older than memory itself. It is cat psychology trying to reach you in the simplest, purest way. And yet, most people never realize the truth. They don't know that this small act carries warnings, confessions, attachments, and sometimes a message so emotional that it can break your heart if you truly listen. Tonight, I want to take you into that hidden world, to slow your breathing, to open your awareness, to help you understand that when a cat sleeps with you, they are not just resting, they are speaking. And once you hear what they're saying, you will never look at your bed, your nights, or your companion the same way again. Across all my years of giving veterinarian advice, I've learned that the biggest misunderstandings in cat behavior don't come from neglect or lack of love. They come from kindness with missing information. Most owners adore their cats, yet still overlook the quiet signals that matter most. When your cat sleeps with you, you may think you already know why. Warmth, habit, comfort, familiarity. These explanations feel safe, simple, human. But the truth is gentler and far more complicated. Many people misread closeness as dependency, assuming their cat will sleep anywhere, as long as the bed is soft. Others believe nighttime cuddling is just baby cat behavior that never changed. Some even think it's a harmless quirk, nothing more than an endearing routine. But these assumptions hide what your cat is actually asking for. I've seen so many cases where subtle pleas for safety, reassurance, or emotional support were brushed aside because the owner didn't know how loudly silence can speak. Then there are the cat behavior problems people never tie back to the night. Anxiety, overattachment, sudden distance, or restless pacing. So often, these issues come from signals unnoticed or misunderstandings left unresolved. A cat sleeping pressed against your ribs might not be seeking warmth. It might be guarding you. A cat curled at your feet might not be resting. It might be keeping watch. And a cat who suddenly moves to a new spot might be telling you something has changed inside them. This soft warning isn't meant to frighten you. It's meant to open your eyes. Because if we don't recognize what they're trying to tell us, we risk missing the most important conversations of their lives. When I look at a cat curled in the crook of someone's arm, I don't just see comfort. I see evolution, biology, survival, and ancient instinct unfolding in a modern bedroom. Cat behavior is never random, especially when a cat sleeps with you. And science has spent decades trying to understand this quiet ritual. From a veterinarian's perspective, the explanation begins with kitten instincts. In their earliest days, kittens sleep piled together on their mother's body. Her warmth, scent, and heartbeat are literal lifelines. That pattern imprints deeply into their nervous system. As adults, they seek the same steady signals: predictable breathing, protective presence, and the sense of safety that comes from resting beside someone they trust. Animal behavior experts describe this as attachment-based sleep. When a cat sleeps next to you, they're choosing the safest creature in their territory. Their brain releases oxytocin, the same hormone that binds mothers to infants. This is why so many owners feel, without words, that their cat is trying to take care of them. There is also the scientific side of protection. Cats are crepuscular and remain semi-alert even while sleeping. If your cat sleeps with you, they may be taking on a sentinel role, monitoring sounds and shifts in the environment. It's not dominance, it's devotion. Even temperature plays a role. Cats regulate heat poorly when stressed or lonely. Humans are stable, predictable heaters. But warmth is only the surface. Cat psychology tells us that they do not choose warmth alone. They choose the warm body they trust. Understanding cats requires stepping into their sensory world. Every breath you take, every shift in the sheets, every soft exhale, your cat hears it, feels it, and interprets it as home. This is the science behind the closeness. And the more you learn, the more you realize none of this is accidental. There is a moment, usually sometime deep in the night, when the science fades into something quieter, softer, almost spiritual. After 20 years studying cat behavior, I still struggle to put this part into words. Because when a cat sleeps with you, there is a meaning beneath the warmth, beneath the instincts, beneath the biology, that no chart or textbook can fully explain. It is the meaning people feel in their bones, but rarely say out loud. I've seen it in homes where someone is grieving, where someone is sick, where someone is lonely. The cat will choose the side of the bed that hurts the most, the shoulder that trembles, the heart that's healing. They curl into sadness the way sunlight curls into a window. They find the exact place your soul feels thin, and they lie across it like a blanket. Some owners tell me their cat sleeps on their chest only during heartbreak. Others say their cat moved closer after a diagnosis. And some whisper to me that their cat stayed by their side through the final days of someone they loved, as if standing guard between worlds. When you understand cats beyond the physical, beyond cat behavior explained in sterile terms, you begin to feel the truth. A cat doesn't sleep beside your body. A cat sleeps beside your life. Every slow blink is a whispered promise. I'm here. I know. I feel it too. Every gentle purr is a thread stitching you back together from the inside. And every night they choose your bed, your heart, is a love far older than language. This is where the meaning hides, in the soft places, in the quiet moments, in the spaces where humans break and animals know. When I give veterinarian advice, especially about nighttime routines, I always remind people that understanding cats is only the first half of the journey. The second half, the most important part, is knowing how to respond. When a cat sleeps with you, they're sharing something intimate and ancient. How you answer that trust can shape their emotional world for years. So try this. The next time you feel their small weight settle beside you, don't rush to adjust the blankets or shift your body. Let there be stillness. Let your breathing slow. Cats read calmness the way we read words. A quiet chest says, "You're safe here." If you notice signs of cat behavior problems, restlessness, sudden distance, excessive clinginess, move gently. Sit near them on the floor. Speak softly. Offer a warm towel or a familiar scented blanket. These are practical actions, but to a cat, they are rituals of reassurance. For kittens or young cats with strong baby cat behavior, keep a small sleeping pad near your pillow. It teaches them that closeness is welcome, but that your body has boundaries they can trust. For older cats who seek pressure or warmth, place a folded blanket over your ribs. It protects you while still honoring their instinct. If they sleep near your heart, don't push them away. They are listening for the rhythm that tells them everything is okay. If they sleep at your feet, acknowledge their quiet watchfulness. They often lie there to sense movement or danger before you can. Respond to their needs the way they respond to yours, with softness, patience, and the quiet confidence that love doesn't always need words. And above all, remember, your bed is more than a sleeping place to them. It is the one place in the world where their fear lowers and their trust rises. There is a kind of silence that only happens between a human and a cat in the dark. A silence that feels inhabited, intentional, almost sacred. In my years as a veterinarian specializing in cat behavior, I've seen how this small ritual of nighttime closeness can transform a relationship. When a cat sleeps with you, the bond expands far beyond simple affection. It becomes a living, breathing dialogue built from trust and rhythm. I've witnessed this bond in countless homes. The elderly woman whose cat curled around her knees every night during chemotherapy. The teenager whose anxious heart finally steadied when her cat pressed its forehead against hers. The widower who told me with shaking hands that the only time his house didn't feel empty was when he felt the tiny vibration of a purr against his ribs. Cat psychology can explain the instincts, but only the heart can explain the healing. Understanding cats means understanding how deeply they participate in our lives. They watch more than we think. They feel more than they show. And in the quiet hours, when the world stops demanding things from us, they step forward with a gentleness that asks for nothing and gives everything. These are the moments that change you. The soft exhale of their breath against your arm, the warmth of their spine along yours, the slight shift of their body as they adjust to your heartbeat, and somewhere in that hush, you realize this isn't just an animal sleeping beside you. This is a creature who has chosen you, night after night, because your presence makes their world feel safe. That is the bond you carry. Quiet, loyal, ancient. And once you recognize it, gratitude becomes your second heartbeat. There is a moment, usually right before dawn, when the world feels weightless and the air seems to hold its breath. That's when I often wake and find a cat, my own or one I'm caring for, tucked into the curve of my arm, breathing softly, trusting fully. After 20 years immersed in cat behavior, I still pause in that moment. Not as a veterinarian, not as an expert, but as a human being who has been chosen. Because when a cat sleeps with you, it is never just sleep. It is a final whisper of love offered without ceremony, a reminder that, in their quiet and instinctual way, they have folded you into their inner world. And if you listen just closely enough, you will hear what so many owners overlook. They stay because your presence steadies them, the same way theirs steadies you. This is why understanding cats matters. This is why cat behavior explained through science and heart is so important. We think we are the caretakers, the protectors, the ones offering comfort. But in truth, they return the favor every single night. They warm the places where our fears settle. They lie across the thoughts we can't quiet. They watch over us in the hours we are most vulnerable. Their love isn't loud. It doesn't shout or demand. It simply arrives, curls close, and becomes part of your breath. So tonight, when you feel the soft thump of paws climbing onto your bed, remember the truth hidden in their silence. You are their safe place. You are their chosen heart. And some bonds don't need words to last a lifetime. Sleep gently. They already are.